Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another Fireside. This Thursday night episode is always amazing and very interesting because we don't just talk about the spiritualism that is happening right now in your very world. That's what we do Sunday night, but tonight we're going to talk usually about something different. However, our co-host Matthew, who usually does the show, he's been pushing to continue the Thursday nights since I moved it to Sunday. He is not here tonight. And so we will be going into something kind of interesting that we've gone over in the Discord. And with me tonight is Sarah on my... There we go. And Andrew. How are you doing tonight? I'm going to start with Sarah.
Great. I'm actually surprised to be here with all the technical difficulties.
That's right.
But thank you for helping out.
Very good. Yeah, and Andrew, thank you for coming.
Glad to be here. Just hope I got something to say.
Well, that makes three of us. Because tonight, since it was a spur of the moment episode, and since I think, pray for Matthew, he's been a little bit under the weather and maybe relapsing a little bit. So spur of the moment, I pulled something out that I thought was kind of fascinating. Last time he talked a little bit about some Super Bowl content that was very fascinating, but we had six more. We had six more commercials that contained UFO alien propaganda throughout the most watched show of the season. And let me just put up, just for kicks, I think this was fascinating. I'm going to see if I can pull this up real quick. You know how much it costs to run one of these Super Bowl ads? This is a breakdown throughout the years. 30-second ad for the big game throughout the year used to, in 2002, cost $2 million. Now it's over $7 million for 30 seconds on the Super Bowl. 30 seconds. I don't know what that breaks down to. I'm sure someone can break down to how many seconds. But that's a lot of money. And so you're spending, you've got your biggest minds on what you want to push in front of people on this big game. So obviously it's going to be something that's super catchy, super important, maybe super top of the mind awareness. When I had just exited college and we did a startup company selling websites. This was back a long time ago. I'm going to show my age here, but we were knocking on doors and we were researching marketing, and we built up a successful business. But what was fascinating about it is one term stuck with me all the time, and that was top of the mind awareness. That's what we always said. We need to have top of the mind awareness when someone thinks about, hey, I need a website. They need to go to the website the company we were a part of. And so what are people doing with these UFO ideas? They're using them in commercials. Why? I haven't even seen some of these commercials. So let's all three of us go through and kind of look and see what's going on and kind of watch a couple of these things, because I think it might get kind of interesting. But before we do, if anybody has any comments before we get into the actual commercials, let me know and say your piece, and then we'll jump into it. If not, we can jump right into it. What do you guys think?
Well, the only thing I thought of was the increase in how much it is. Obviously, they're aware of how much better their propaganda pushing is. They're like, this is worth some money, you know.
Yeah. Worth some money, and keeping people... keeping it on the top of people's minds, connecting a mystery, I guess, with their product, or just making it intriguing. I don't know what's going on yet. We're going to look at some of these, how they're using it, and kind of analyze and maybe overanalyze it a little bit, but I think for the better. What do you think, Andrew? You have any ideas?
This was the most viewed Super Bowl in history, actually. The most viewed television event ever in history. Huh. I just read that, I think, yesterday morning. So this was the most viewed television event ever.
Really? Huh. I wonder. And who was the halftime show? Was it Taylor Swift? Because she's everywhere. I
I thought
swear
it
it
was
was.
like
No,
Usher
no, no.
or
She was in the
something.
audience. I don't remember who it was.
Okay.
I think it was Usher. Only, but I'm not 100%, but I saw someone making fun of it, so I'm assuming.
Okay. Very good. Yep. I'm seeing the chat come back. Usher. Usher. Yeah, that's who it
Yeah.
was. Interesting. Well, let's dig into it tonight. Let's watch the first commercial. I'm looking at the file names here. Looks like the first one is from Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew and UFOs? Does that make any sense at all? Let's see. Sometimes it's just a short clip of it, but we'll see what it says here.
It's me, America's sweetheart, and I just love having a blast. The Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Kids party? Having a blast. Stuck in an elevator? Having a blast. Winning. Losing. Having a... Probe me already. Blast.
What?
I can have a blast anytime, anywhere.
And with anyone?
Mountain Dew Baja Blast. In stores everywhere.
I too am having a blast.
Okay. Well, okay. So it was just a short clip, just a very short clip in there. And, okay, so she was stuck up in the air going into a spaceship. They're playing on this idea of all the news recently. Now, I'm sure of that, for sure. And so whenever you see a news clip of this UFO stuff, you're probably thinking, oh, yeah, I saw whatever her name is in a UFO. Huh. Okay. I don't have anything to say about that so far because it was very short. But do you have anything to say about it? I'll start with you,
Well,
Sarah.
yeah, sure. It actually seemed a little sexual, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Probed me already, and she didn't seem to be having a blast about anything. So, I
Yeah.
don't know. Just the whole thing was really creepy.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought too. It was a little bit odd. And so, but you know what they say, that sells.
Yeah.
that's how it works, I guess. Andrew.
They seem to be picking, relevant, popular actors. I'm not super into the scene, but I think that was one of the more popular ones. Audrey Plaza. I don't know what she's into, but I know she's well known.
And yeah, well known and very awkward, if I remember right. And so, very interesting commercial. Interesting. Okay, so what's the next one here? We have apartments.com. What does apartments.com have anything to do with UFOs? Nothing. But let's see what it says. Right straight into it.
Why are you here? State your purpose.
To find a place to rent. I know renters when I see them.
Who is this guy?
It's the top priority when you move to a new city or galaxy. Apartments.com. We can help you get into a lovely 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. I don't want to presume anything. I like these guys. Apartments.com, the place to find a place.
Okay. So
Wow.
so the aliens came to Earth to find an apartment, apparently.
Yeah. Well, and Jeff Goldblum, I've seen a lot of like alien type or at least like unusual movies with him. But I think the thing that stuck out to me was they made those freaky things relatable in that, like, when my mom comes to visit, no,
Right.
we're just going to make it a 1-bedroom so that, like
Huh.
even aliens hate their mother-in-laws. That's kind of...
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Wow, that's interesting. So they're making it relatable. Hey, you know what? No matter what you look like, no matter what planet you're from, don't discriminate. we all have families too. I guess that's where this is going. What do you think, Andrew?
I think just by having him in the commercial, they're drawing comparisons back to Independence Day, which is a very big movie on that front from the 90s, which he was in.
Is that who that was? Now you got me thinking. Oh, who was that guy's name again?
He was in
Jeff
Independence Day.
Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum.
He was in Independence Day along with Will Smith, if memory serves me right.
Jeff.
Yeah, he's always the like neurotic, scientific, like but a little bit spiritual kind of guy.
That guy.
Like in yeah, he's in Jurassic
Yeah, he
Park
was Jurassic
and
Park and Independence Day.
yeah, and
That's
he was the
right.
Fly back in my day.
Ah, the Fly. No, I do remember. Wow. Jeff Goldblum. Okay, so I'm watching a commercial on YouTube here, so I don't have to air the commercial on here. I just want to see. I pulled up the first thing from Independence Day and Jeff Goldblum, just so we would remember what that was without pulling up the audio. I don't think that's him.
I'd be careful. You never know if that might get all striky.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna skip through it. It usually doesn't hook unless there's more than 5 seconds or so. I don't see.
Yeah,
Jeff.
it's his.
There he is.
There he goes.
Not it.
Yep.
With the glasses on, right? Independence Day. There it is. Okay. Interesting. So they
Swear,
pulled
he
in.
never ages.
I know, right? He still looks pretty young, even in this commercial. Huh. So Jeff Goldblum. Okay. So they pulled in a popular actor again, and they also pulled in the aliens again, and that's two of 7. Let's watch another one.
But he's popular for aliens, though.
Does he do a lot of alien movies?
Or at least sci-fi.
Oh, he was
yeah.
in the Independence Day.
I think he was in like Cocoon or something too.
Cocoon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me pull the
I could
audience.
be wrong about that, but I think so. Come on, Hans, let me know.
I know, Hans. anybody in the chat know what other alien movies this guy was in? Wonder what they're pulling from.
See, I don't even have chat up, but I know he's there.
Oh, okay. So this next one is Oreos. Oreos and UFOs. Well, let's see what that's about. Oreos, huh? Okay. There we go.
Whoa! Can we help you?
I have a delivery for Athena.
Twist on it?
Yeah. Cream on the right, we let him in.
Oh! Welcome to Troy!
Thank you.
Should we report this?
There you go.
Just twisted on it. This never happened.
So every little detail about our family will be on TV? Who would watch that?
All right, let me twist on it.
Hope you can keep up.
Wait a minute. We could have been twisting on everything this whole time?
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So we got the horse. What is that horse called? The
Trojan horse.
Trojan horse. Thank you. Trojan horse. We've got some kind of a heaven or a Greek version of heaven. I'm not exactly sure what that was at the end. And then you got the UFOs. Apparently, the 2 investigators were there, and they said that they didn't want to say anything, or they did want to say something, depending on whether or not they got the cream side of the Oreo. Okay, so another top of the mind awareness.
Well, that's a new way to flip a coin. Just twist Oreos. I find it weird that you have the Trojan horse, you have aliens, you have the Greek gods and all that mythology.
Yeah.
And they're all like really high level stuff. And then you have the Kardashians. And ironically, she acts surprised. Even it's not what I heard. I heard that she was in control of all that stuff. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, again, the hint of the sexual stuff.
Oh yeah. Again, more prime marketing for your emotions. What do you think, Andrew?
Honestly, she's making good points. I agree with all of them. Hard to add to that. It's interesting they have the whole Greek gods in heaven bit. That's very interesting. But funny how they're like the UFO takes off as soon as
Whoa!
Sorry, I hit the button. I was trying to get it to go back over here so we could see that. Greek gods. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Oh, I was just saying it's interesting that it flew off right as they twisted it.
Oh.
It's like they're just making an association like, oh, this was the solution.
Twist on it. Okay, I get it. I get what you're driving at. Okay. Okay, so that's Oreo. Oreo.
Can I add one more thing though? Something that just hit me. It's a little like a smack in the face to God. Like he just coined, and the woman who apparently has, who's a deity who's in charge of many things, said, "Oh, we can twist on it this whole time." Like, having logical reasons for doing things.
Right.
Like even it's just. Silly.
Oh, they're just up there just pushing buttons. They don't even care. They're twisting Oreos and deciding what happens down here on Earth. Pfft. This whole chaos on Earth is just the gods having fun. Yeah, let's see. It's kind of like a smack in the face, I think, to God. Mm-hmm. And then throw the aliens in there as the ones who are secretly watching us and know what's going on. Interesting, huh? All right, so what we got next? We got Hello Down There. Now, we covered this one already. This was the big game commercial for Squarespace. But I thought we'd watch it anyway, again, just to cover it again. So this is Hello Down There.
Tina!
Wait, did I play it wrong?
Mita!
Wait, go back. All right, there we go.
Reports of flying saucers are nothing new.
These are routine sightings, not isolated events.
Are you seeing that? It's spinning. There's a whole swarm of them.
Oh my God! They're all against the wind. All against the wind. Oh, look at this. That's 110, 150.
There was an historic hearing today on Capitol Hill and an unprecedented bipartisan push for UFO transparency.
とにかくまず今日は浜からついてるクリエイティブでビューティフルなコラボレーションを
I told you to take Broadway. This always happens.
Okay, so that was a little humor and going into apparently what is happening. And it said nothing about Squarespace, but just like those other commercials. I mean, seems like the big names do this all the time. They don't say anything about themselves, or maybe they do just slightly at the very end, but you just kind of know. There was a Budweiser commercial, Budweiser's beer, and why am I telling people that? I hope if you've been alive, you know what that is. But it was when I was growing up. It was the Three Frogs, which is interesting because we've been talking about the Three Frogs in Revelation the whole time. So the Three Frogs in these commercials would be like saying Budweiser.
Why? I thought we were going to do a thing. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, right. Andrew, are you familiar with that, or am I showing my age here?
I'm only 24. You're showing your age, probably.
Really? Wow, easy baby.
So, if anybody...
I'm the opposite. I'm 42.
No.
I probably got both y'all beat.
I thought you were younger than me. What? Okay. Wow.
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, gosh. God bless.
Well, I'm 40, so yeah. I've told people on here. Yeah, well, 41 in September. All right, so we got that's interesting. We should actually probably look back on those commercials. You know what? Let me bring it up. This is a short show tonight. Might as well just check it out real quick. Back in the day when they had a square TV as opposed to this whole aspect ratio of 16:9. Let's see. Budweiser, Three Frogs. This is interesting. Three Frogs, huh? 1995. Huh? Here we go. Oh, can I turn this up? I think I can. All right. Yeah. Did you hear that? All right. Let's go into it. Hopefully, I don't get a commercial.
Bud. Bud. Wise. Bud. Bud. Wise. Bud. Bud. Wise. Bud. Wise. Bud. Bud. Wise. Bud. Wise. Bud. Wise. Bud. Wise.
All right, it's enough. That was the entire commercial, but it took off and it became. I said, I'm gonna play it again. No,
and it stuck. Like,
right.
What is it, like 30 years later? I don't know. I haven't done the math, but yeah, that's crazy.
It continued. I mean, it continued for years. They kept making commercial on commercial and commercial after it, but it wasn't really talking about. I mean, it said the word in there, but it didn't show anything. It didn't really push the product. So you can really sell something without actually talking or showing the product. They didn't show, like, for instance, they did show Oreos in the Oreo commercial. In the apartment commercial, they showed, the aliens wanted a two-bedroom. Or was that something else? Anyway, it's interesting.
Well, actually, they did show the product in that Budweiser commercial because the swamp water was pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Tastes the same anyway. Very good. All right, so let's see. What's next? This is a crazy show tonight. This is kind of like off the cuff. If you just joining us, we're doing this.
Yeah, this actually.
Go ahead.
Sorry, It reminds me of Monday, hanging out on the call, just yakking.
Yeah, on the Discord. If people don't know what I'm talking about, we usually not on Mondays. We usually do on Friday nights, a Friday night fellowship where we get together and just chat. But I forgot about it. I set my alarm and completely forgot. So we did it on Monday, and we usually get together and get into the voice chat and just talk for hours about what's going on in life, and it's more of a personal time. So if you're interested in that and you like talking about these subjects, join us on Patreon. Join us in Discord through Patreon, patreon.com/strangenormal. All right, so let's see. Doritos also, man, all the big names, they're all pushing UFO encounters on this thing. Let's watch this Dorito commercial. Here we go.
Tina! Mita! Oh no. No.
What is that? It's a Dorito ship? What?
Dinamite. Okay. What?
I'm so confused now. Well, first, before we get into it, thank you so much for your super chat. I see the light going off here. Christina Bourne, she says, I love this show. Yeah, even though we're talking about just random things tonight's theme. Let me turn the light off. Tonight's theme is Super Bowl commercials that have something to do with UFOs. More propaganda is being pushed by the biggest show of the year, and it's amazing to see how many products are pushing this UFO agenda. I think that's really fascinating, and so it's really interesting thing. So we're just kind of reviewing them, and we'll look at the chat and try to kind of talk a little bit. It's going to be a short show, but it's going to be interesting to see all these different ones. What did you think about that one? That last ship made of Doritos looked kind of like AI generated.
A battleship.
Yeah, right.
The only thing, that's when the girl who plays Wednesday, Jenna Ortega or something like that.
Oh.
But she plays Wednesday. It's super popular, super goth type audience. I'm sure others as well. But
she do that
really
dance
that
or
was,
something.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually mostly where I know that. But yeah, there was really all there was to it. It's, hey, there's this really popular person. Here's a Dorito ship. Like, there's nothing to it. Oh, but one thing that did stick out to me about the one before with Martin Scorsese, because I was listening to y'all's show the other day when you were talking about Raelism.
Yeah.
You know that thing.
Raelianism,
And
yeah.
yeah, it's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But the part where it said someone says that they created us and they're desperate to make contact, which for one thing, I think if someone created you, like, can't they just make contact whenever they want to, like God? But yeah, that's just exemplified the desperation, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I like how all of us agreed on what was being desperate about that was really fascinating because Satan's desperate to keep us out of heaven, and and he needs to follow the rules of engagement in order to make sure that we follow his plan. I mean, he's always trying stuff, but it's interesting to see what's happening here. Because desperosity is going to be a growing. He knows his time is short, and so he's crouching and roaming around like a roaring lion. I just terribly mutilated that text, but there's something like that.
He prowls
Prowls
around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour.
There you go.
I believe.
Roaring a lion. Yes.
That sounds right.
Prowls with the word. Yeah. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober. It says sober of sober-minded. Yeah, your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Yeah.
I like the King James one. Be sober, be vigilant, for your adversary, the devil. Yeah. Very descriptive.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have any comments on that, Andrew? That last one, or anything we've talked about so far?
The last two commercials are both screaming. In fact, even the last three, because you say Jeff Goldblum's in it, right? So that links back to Independence Day, alien invasion, humans fighting them. But the same Independence Day theme, if you watch Independence Day, then you know all the times the aliens are going over the people with the shadows over their faces. That's a reference to Independence Day.
Oh.
Every time.
Huh.
And so that's happened now, the last two commercials, and you have Jeff Goldblum from Independence Day in the one before that. There's a lot of referencing back to Independence Day, which kind of tells me that Satan had his plans rolling even back in the 90s, planting the big seed. So he's now working to associate, because at least a couple of the commercials, they're showing modern references, like particularly the Martin Scorsese one. That's taking modern references of modern UFO things, the military, whatever, and etc., and tying it back to that theme of the alien invasion from the 90s and Independence Day. So just pulling up an already planted seed and associating the one with the other so that you are already knowing what you should think about this.
And linking up that nostalgia.
That too.
Right. I was going to see if I could pull up that clip of that Independence Day aliens arrive scene. Oh, I found it. All right, let's just watch that real quick.
Hey, cover girls. Plant power?
Really?
It's a game changer. Introducing the ultimate plant-powered mascara called Cleantopia. 300.
We're going to pause that commercial for a second, and then we'll go back to it. Apparently, I'm not paying for YouTube. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to skip ahead. Very iconic scene. So, and that's what you were saying with the shadow going over people's faces. It was kind of a reference to that. Is that what you were saying, Andrew?
100%. A calling card reference, pulling that out of people's minds and memories.
Mm-hmm. Fascinating. Yeah, this is where the ship comes in the clouds and is surrounded by fire. That's what I thought was fascinating by it, is that because that's exactly what the coming of Christ is supposed to be like. Coming in the clouds of glory, I'm going to pop it back over there, and surrounded by fire. Storms surrounded him. Tumultuous. What does the King James say? I forget the exact terminology it uses, but it was storms.
While you're looking that up,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking. And because Lucifer cannot duplicate what God says he will do, otherwise, he'll fool everybody, looking for him to come in the clouds. I think he's linking to where when we hear about aliens, then we'll go into the chambers or go, when we hear he's over here, he's over there, because we'll link aliens to that image. Just a thought.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm jiving with you. I think it's interesting to see exactly what's happening here because they've linked those two things together. God coming in the clouds, well, it's actually a spaceship. And that's Independence Day. So the Bible verse is actually Psalms 53, not 53, 50:3. And it says in New King James, "Our God shall come shall not keep silent. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous. Yes, all around him." And there, it goes on further, and I'll have to find the exact verse, but it even goes on to say that there was storms surrounding him. I forget what that verse is, but it says fire devours before him, and there was everything was tempestuous or mighty tempest, which is also a storm. So
it's very Mount Sinai.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. There's a video I saw when YouTube first came out. So it was something that made a really neat video that kind of described what it was like back then and showed the new covenant and how it's supposed to be understood. And it was very, very interesting. I'll have to link that in the comments. But they used an iconic picture and they made the lightning flash above it, and people were absolutely terrified. They told Moses, "Yeah, go ahead. We'll do whatever he says. Just don't let him talk to us, lest we die."
Yeah, from his voice, just his voice.
Can you imagine? So,
yeah.
Any thoughts before we continue? You've been quiet for a while, ain't you?
Yeah.
I was just looking through my notes trying to find which there's lots of verses talking about the clouds and the fire and destruction at the second coming. I was trying to find another one that had all the pieces in one verse.
Yeah.
But it's kind of scattered around.
Yeah.
I think Isaiah 30:30 has most of what you're looking for. Yeah, Isaiah 30:30.
Let's check it out. Quickly, can't bring up anything but the NIV. But let's see. Well, I can change it. Here we go. NKJV. Let's do this. Pop it over here. All right. So Isaiah 30:30, you said, right?
Yeah, I believe 30 verse 30.
The Lord will come,
Got that one in my notes.
his glorious voice to be heard, and show the descendants of his arm with the indignation of his anger and the flame of a devouring fire, with scattering tempests and hailstones. Wow, and hailstones. Interesting. Isn't it fascinating? I always found this to be an interesting passage because it says that in the original covenant, people will be stoned for certain things, and we don't do that today, obviously. But it is interesting that there are severe hailstones that come out and they do some serious harm. Stones fall from the sky on sinners.
Isn't like blood as well part of that? Like blood and hail?
Mixed with, what is that? Mixed with blood? Mm-hmm. I have heard that. Let me look that up while we're looking at another video. Mixed with blood. Where have I heard that? Have you heard that too, Andrew? Man, that's ringing a bell. Something.
Blood.
Check out Revelation.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the plagues.
It might be.
I'm gonna go to Revelation.
Might be symbolic. We'll find it. If anybody knows what we're talking about, if we're talking craziness, then just put it in the chat there. But
I think it's in Joel.
Joel, really? Let's see if we
I
can
was
find
just
it.
reading Joel 2 the other day, and that sounds familiar. Before the coming of the great day of the Lord.
Oh, there we go. I found it. It's Revelation 8:7. The first angel blew its trumpet, and there followed hail and fire mixed with blood, and these were thrown upon the earth, and a third of the earth was burned up, and a third of the trees were burned up, and all green grass was burned up. You know, people are referred to as grass in the Bible. Maybe these other things too. I haven't, but I do know for sure, grass. Interesting.
Yeah, trees are like the individual, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? Okay. Huh.
Trees are the righteous, and the grass, I believe that's just general people.
Okay. Yeah, and there's verses that attach back to that. We're not just pulling this out, attaching to nothing.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
But the Bible
Isaiah
does reference
61:3 is what you're looking for.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 61:3. Let's see. Let's see if we can just pull it up here. Why is it NIV always comes up first? Okay, so it says, to console those who mourn in Zion, to give them beauty. Do I have this up on the screen? Yeah, I do. To give them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for spirit of heaviness, that they may be called trees of righteousness. Interesting. The planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. Wow. Okay, so trees. That's a tree verse. I know there's several verses for grass too. I have to look them up. I referenced them in a video I made on another channel long ago when I was just randomly throwing videos up there. No theme. But we got a super chat. Let me grab that real quick. No super chat. It was just something I got to disconnect apparently. I have two ways. Yeah, it's just party time. We're just throwing lights up there for fun. Anyway, no, that's good. I'm actually seeing some people throw some verses up in the chat. Let's see what we got here. Project Preparing the Elect TV says Isaiah 40:7-8. Leah says Mark 8:24. And he looked up and said, I see man as trees walking. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Grass, Isaiah 40:7-8. Let's look that one up because I was looking for a grass one. Isaiah 40:7-8. Let me pull that up. The grass withers. This is the one I was looking for. Yes, the grass withers, the flower fades because the breath of the Lord blows upon it. Surely the people are grass. The grass withers and the flower fades, but the word of our God stands forever. See, this is a perfect example of why the reason we don't understand Revelation. I'm going to include us too. I have a fair understanding of Revelation, but the reason the general population doesn't understand Revelation is because you have to know the rest of the Bible in order to interpret it, because everything is interpreted in the Bible, and that's how it works. You have to understand the Bible in order to understand Revelation, and so it's got the keys throughout the entire thing. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a puzzle. But it's beautiful. I absolutely love finding out new things. It's the living word every time. It's like brand new.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I just want to read a couple of these verses that people are throwing out here. I really appreciate this. This is neat that everyone's contributing. Isaiah 40:7-8. 1 Peter 1:24. For all flesh is a grass, and all the glory of man as the flower of grass. As the flower. So man as a flower of grass. The grass withers, and the flower thereof falls away. Huh. Yeah, I love it. Great job, people. This is good. Any thoughts before I move on to the next video? Oh, here we go. This is one I had to grab from TV Eyes because I couldn't find it on YouTube. So let's watch this. I don't even know what it's going to be about yet. And go.
You ever feel like the only place you can find cars is in car commercials? Oh, this isn't a car commercial. This is an Auto Trader commercial. And this is one of the millions of new and used cars that you can find on Auto Trader. You can find cars like the ones on your favorite show. Oh, no. Or the car in this show. Get out the water. I bet I can even find the cars in my feed. Sure can.
There it is.
You can even find the car in that movie on Auto Trader. Hey, find your own car.
Moving forward with Node.
Okay. Well, there you go. And it was the last bit of the commercial too, where they sucked the car up and said and use humor. You see how they use humor at the end of the commercial to make you laugh and remember? Oh yeah, I like that. And they do that all the time, especially in movie trailers. Even if it's not a serious movie, always throw the funny at the very end so that you remember it and make it comical. But I think it's always interesting how the UFO movies are UFO anything commercials, or they're always showing it taking something away or pulling something away. I wouldn't be surprised, and I've said this before on here, but I wouldn't be surprised if this whole being taken thing becomes a reality someday. We know the Bible says that the righteous and the evil will be put in bundles, some to burn. You know, we know that there will be that God is coming to take the righteous, right? And we don't believe it's going to be a UFO, but would it be interesting if suddenly one day, as everyone thinks is going to happen, because there is that movie, what is it? It was an awful movie based on a book, not based on the Bible, where everyone disappears. It's on the tip of my tongue.
The Left Behind thing?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the Left Behind series, and they just had a new one.
Which is now gospel of some sort and very believed.
Right. Yeah, it's like, oh, well, that happened in the Bible. It didn't happen in the Bible. There's nothing about that in the Bible. So, and so people aren't just going to just disappear. The second coming is loud. It's going to be trumpets. It's going to be storms. It's going to be a hail. You're not going to miss this thing. You're not going to be like, oh, I slept through it.
Every eye shall see him, even they that pierced him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's fascinating to me to see that. What if suddenly some nominal Christians, nominal, which means by name only, they're not real.
Right.
They are just taken, but they seem to have to walk the walk, and so media is like, well, we must be in the last 7 years. Because according to that movie, we have 7 more years before the second chance. There were no second chances. Was there a second chance on the ark? The floods came, and they did not know. They were taken. You don't want to be the people that are taken. You want to be the people that are saved.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's interesting. I feel like I should call.
Yeah,
go for it. I've talked too much. Do you have any?
Well, no, I'm just digging it. I agree. It's I forgot what I was going to say. I was just like, yes to that. But wow, yeah. It's, well, there's so much to say about it. I can't even think. You go ahead, Andrew. I might have something, I might not.
Proverbs 3, 25 and 26.
3, 25 to 26. I'll bring it up. Do not be afraid of sudden terror, nor of trouble from the wicked when it comes. For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. That's such a good promise. Well, I'm going to save that one. That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Because there will be sudden terror.
In the King James, that says taken.
Oh, taken. Does it really? I'm gonna pop over there then. Really? Oh, interesting, huh? Oh. Boop, boop. Be not afraid of the fear, neither the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. Wow, that's
Andrew's
so cool.
Always on top of it, man.
That is so cool. Huh.
But it kind of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say another reason to keep that verse around. What were you going to say?
Similar to many things that have been stated on this channel, and I fully agree. Like with the signs and wonders, and like even some false prophecies will be fulfilled to some extent to deceive even the very elect. You know, it's all being spelled out. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. You have someone in the chat, Andrew, that's asking for you. She says, "What was that verse, Andrew?" It was Proverbs 3:25 through 26. If I'm right. Andrew, can you hear me?
I think I got them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see here. This is from WKRC. This is where I got it from. Let's play. I don't even know what's going to come next. Ugh, I didn't even vet these, so that's how on the seat of my chair I am tonight. We're flying by the seat of our pants. Here we go.
You've got 15 seconds to tell us about your show.
Well, that's not enough time.
You just wasted 2 seconds.
So did you.
Okay, crime-solving, feel-good,
courtroom drama,
funny,
capers.
detective, aliens. Oh, sorry, not aliens. Murder.
No way.
So Help Me Todd premieres tomorrow on CBS.
It's like, why did they even mention aliens? Apparently, and that wasn't even in their show. And so they're going to mention it anyway. Oh, sorry, not aliens. We just wanted to say that. Just, because it's a popular thing that everyone's talking about right now. That shows how integrated this topic is in society. That seven commercials on the Super Bowl are talking about this. That was the 7th one, by the way, if you're counting. Interesting, huh?
And the winner is it's a play on "So Help Me God," so Help Me Todd. And maybe I don't know anything about it, but maybe it is like secret alien stuff, and maybe they'll link the God to alien in that way, like maybe crime detective. But I think it's interesting that right after they say murder, it's like those are too. I don't want to watch that. Alien murders.
Alien murders, and they say, "So help me, Todd." Todd.
Mm-hmm. Todd.
What are your thoughts, Andrew?
It just seems like a throw out for reference just because it's popular. But it's interesting because every time you bring something up, you're keeping it fresh in the public consciousness of the people.
More top of the mind awareness. Yeah. Keep it.
I think this is something that is above their realizing their involvement they're involved in, but somebody is planning this.
Yeah.
Very coordinated.
Yeah. There's a video I've been monitoring. I've talked a lot about it in the Discord. There's a series coming out. I think it's on Netflix. And to be honest, it looks very interesting. If I was still into digging into Hollywood media, it's called The 3-Body Problem. It's based on a series, and it was the most popular sci-fi series in China. And they're making it into a series on, I think it's Netflix. It's supposed to come out next month. But it's based on UFOs and discovering that we are surrounded and these things have been here for a long time. That 3-body problem is going to be a very, very interesting thing to cover. Because I think it's if you've ever seen the trailer, you know what? I should bring that up. It's a slow night. Let's do it. Let's watch this trailer. It's really interesting. It really is.
That's a curious title.
Yeah, and because okay, I can get into it because I've been researching it and studying it just because I'm okay. I'm like, okay, let's get on the forefront of what's happening here. A 3-body problem is a little bit of a reference. The real reference, legitimately, is to 3 planets that they're trying to track. And because of the gravitational pull, they keep going in different directions. You can't track it. But there's also the idea that you can be in different spots. Their soul, the whole soul thing that they're constantly bringing out, even though the soul is the person, it's not a spirit or a ghost that lives in you. I think it's interesting that they're playing on that. The 3-body problem. Let's bring that up. Body problem. This is what we're going to be covering next month in detail. It's very, very interesting Netflix trailer. Let me bring it up right now. First, I'll make sure it doesn't start a commercial about makeup. Okay, there we go. All right, I'll bring this up now.
There must be 30 dead scientists in the past month.
Nothing's bad in this, so watch.
Christ. Another countdown.
Has anyone else seen it? What happened to them?
Someone or something is targeting scientists.
They're going after our best and brightest. There's someone behind everything. You just have to dig.
Whatever it is, it's watching and listening.
We don't know what they are. Maybe we can't know what they are.
Do you believe in God?
You're scared. You're right to be scared. But we have got one shot, and I need your help.
Prepare yourself for something very strange.
They are coming, and there's nothing you can do to stop them.
So that wasn't really an advertisement for this, but it was an interesting introduction to a very, very popular series. And from what I understand, I don't know anything about this. Maybe you guys have watched it, but Game of Thrones, I guess, is ending. I don't know. Maybe it has ended already. And so this is.
Yeah, it looked like smut.
This.
No, Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones. Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but there was the same creators.
I just know it's bad.
Oh, is it? I've never seen one. I just thought it was.
I mean, visually, it's like deep and got the colors and all that. But as far as the content, lots of things that we just don't want to put in our brains.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just know that this next series was created by the same creators of that one, and so that was a widely popular series that I never saw. But I just thought it was the only thing I know about it is the images I've seen, which are based. It looks like it was based a long time ago, but yeah. So interesting that there's so much going on right now surrounding this idea that something's coming. You can't stop it, and you got so much happening right here. We know something's coming, but we know something better's coming, and that's going to be Christ Jesus, and he's coming very, very soon. And when he does come, he's not going to be hidden. He's going to be loud, he's going to be boisterous, and he's going to be out there in every eye, just like you said, Sarah. We'll see him. You have any thoughts, excited. Andrew? I feel like I'm not talking to Andrew enough.
Well, that's because I'm talking for everybody.
No, you're fine. No, it's fine. This is a great conversation.
I was making notes.
all right, go for it. What do you think,
Because
Andrew?
I had a couple observations from that trailer.
All right, good.
One
Yeah.
is a very prominent moment. They throw this line out. Do you believe in God?
Yeah. And then the girl
And
dies.
then there's two connections made. I saw two obvious references here. One is Independence Day references. They're launching missiles at an alien ship. There's the shadow going over. There's people looking up. And another is the Matrix. Now, I
Really?
don't know if you noticed them putting the headsets
Yeah.
on and the girl jumping out of what looked like a large room with like pods, but both of those were references back to the Matrix.
Huh.
Because you go into the Matrix with a head connection, and there was this big room where all the human bodies were hooked up like battery cells, many of these rooms. So actually, yes, I'm seeing connections here to Independence Day and the Matrix. And then, of course, this question about, do you believe in God?
Hmm.
And in one of the scenes, you see these TV screens, and on them there's what looks like people in an area with either lots of lava or like a hell-like environment. Almost look like, if anybody here is Star Wars fans, Mustafar and the Obi-Wan and Anakin battle in one of the scenes. So I'm just a couple things I'm picking out from the trailer that I observed.
That makes total sense as far as like the Matrix, because I couldn't tell you where or what time period that was based in. So it's like, I was like, it seems more an imaginary, landscape.
Yeah, and I kind of drew like an Inception or like the Matrix type environment of like this medieval. I guess it looked like there was like medieval magic stuff going on. So almost like they have to go into this Matrix to fight the aliens in like this computer realm. It's kind of what I was gathering. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm wondering what the angle is on this, because it definitely has something to do with E.T. coming to Earth, and I find that fascinating because there's another movie. I mean, you can't get away from it. There's so many of them, but this one, from what I've heard, has a significant role. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It wasn't because it was. Oh, thank you for the super chat. This is a Rapture cover-up. Spiritual Clip says. They're giving us an explanation about why people just disappeared suddenly. That's why the ad shows so many disappearances. And it's got a thumbs up. Interesting. Thank you for that, Spiritual Clip. I wonder. Yeah, it's a very interesting theory, and I've wondered that myself as well.
I just don't think that there's going to be any covering up of the rapturing, because the rapturing of the righteous is at the second coming of Jesus. It's not before. People try to pull that verse from Matthew 24 out, but if you take ones like Psalm, keep your foot from being taken, the flood came and took them all away. The ones that are taken were not the righteous. They were the wicked taken to the grave. They were not taken to heaven. So I know a lot of people have actually seen this aliens rapture cover-up idea floating around on some religious circles of people that believe in like the Left Behind movie. They believe that this is a deception, not in the sense that aliens are real, but in the or that they're demons, but that they would be a cover up by the government to hide the fact that people who are taken in the rapture, by people that believe in the rapture happening before in the 7-year tribulation and all that. So I don't know if that's what he was getting at here. I was just wanting to throw out that the Bible makes it crystal clear in 1 Thessalonians 4 that we go to heaven when Jesus comes and not before. Specifically verse 13 through 17.
And the dead in Christ shall rise first, and we that remain will be caught up in the air, and forever will be with him.
Say it again. 1 Thessalonians what?
4:13 through 17, if memory serves me right.
I'll bring that up here. Brothers and sisters. Am I in the NIV? Again, without fail. KJV. And the only reason I change this is because NIV sometimes excludes stuff. The verses are missing. It changes stuff around. I'm not happy with it. So it's nice to read, but anyway. Okay, so let's see. the comfort of Christ's coming. But I do not want you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning those who have fallen asleep, lest you sorrow as others who have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so God will bring with him those who sleep in Jesus. For this we say to you by the word of the Lord, that we who are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord will by no means precede those who are asleep. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel. It doesn't sound very secret to me. And with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. Boy, that would be a day. The ground is shaking. Yeah, there's nothing secret about this. Then we who are alive remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. So this is the second thing that happens. It's afterwards in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and thus we will be always with the Lord. And notice right here is something also interesting, that it never says that God comes down and comes to the earth. It says we go up to meet him in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's interesting because if you couple that with Revelation, you see that God doesn't come back until 1,000 years later, the millennium. So I think that's really fascinating. I think that's in the Revelation 20-something, 22, 24, I forget. But yeah, so
it's repeated twice around the destruction of the wicked in 20 and 21.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like
it kind of gives a brief, and then it.
There is. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I got a little lag. Something I wanted to say about the NIV. A video by Walter Veith on his Total Onslaught series. What's the difference between Bible versions? If you watch that, then you'll never look at NIV again. He goes through. I think we all are a little bit familiar. But yeah, he goes through like compare, and so it's what's the difference between Bible versions?
Cool.
In case you're wondering why you have that feeling.
Yeah, I would like to look into it more. I have studied a little bit. I've heard a couple sermons, but nothing thorough. And I think he would probably go through it. By the way, speaking of Walter Veith, if everyone knows who that is, he's going to be a guest on our program officially. I can say that officially as of this week. Yay. And not only a guest via Zoom, but he will be a guest physically. And so I'm excited to have him. Yeah, actually, him and Martin are coming down, and he's going to be in the U.S.
So
yeah. I think
that would be so awesome.
ASI, he's coming in, and then we've arranged for him to also be on Strange Normal. So I'm hoping, this isn't a plug, but I'm hoping I can have a new studio ready by then so that we can be not in this cramped 12-foot living room that can reach practically between the walls. But we can actually have a proper seating arrangement and camera angles and stuff like that. So. And we can do more content, more documentaries, and more really neat stuff. But it's financially got to come together, and we're pressing the end of our threads right now. So pray for us, and we're going to continue. But this is going to be really cool to have Walter and Martin and the whole gang here in the studio. In fact, I think Matthew's actually flying down to Tennessee to be
I'm
in
gonna
that
be in the bushes, like stalking you guys.
Yeah. I mean, we should do a meetup at ASI and stuff. If anybody's going to ASI, and flag me or send me a message, and we'll see if we can all get together and maybe go out to eat or something. But
that'd be cool.
What was I saying? Well, before even we got the super chat,
I derailed you.
No. This is great. I love this multi-threading because we got so many things going on. It's really neat. But the reason I brought up the three-body problem was because Lou Elizondo and a couple other of these prominent guys in the news, they said that there's a lot of truth, according to them. Truth. I call it the lore in the three-body problem that they say that the government says is correct. I don't think the government has the full story, but I do think it's interesting that what is being told of the government, they said, is in the three-body problem. So we're going to be digging into that fully and finding out more when it comes out, because I'm sure these guys are going to want to expound upon it on their podcasts and dig into it. And we'll find out what the spiritual truth is behind it. So that's why I brought that up. Long story short.
It's very colorful.
What is colorful?
The three-body problem. I haven't seen a movie that's like in a very long time. All I've been doing is like watching Walter Veith and Strange Normal. That's all I really do.
Very good. Andrew, did you fall asleep? Yeah, Andrew's asleep. Maybe he got disconnected.
Aww.
He looks like he's asleep.
He looks so peaceful.
Oh, well, I wonder if he's talking to himself over there. Maybe he can't hear us anymore. Well, Andrew, if you can hear us, you can reconnect. Just go to that same link. But let's look at the chat real quick, unless you have something else.
No, absolutely. No.
Okay. I appreciate both of y'all being on the program tonight, because you just never know if I'm going to be talking to myself. And it's more fun to talk to people and have other people's reactions as well. So let me see. ASI. Yeah, ASI means Adventist Layman's Ministries. And, Andrew, you're back.
I had to do a lot of internet stuff, but it's working.
It's like you just froze there and fell asleep for a second, but I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else is being said in the chat? Do you have any thoughts on that, Andrew? Anything we've said? So I was going to reference you.
I couldn't hear everything you said for a minute or two because it was popped out.
That's fine. That's fine.
Sound like you were talking about ASI, which is probably why Walter's here. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, you were gone a while then. Oh man. Well, welcome back. We're glad you're back.
I know about the Walter thing though. That's exciting.
Cool.
I'm super excited. Let's see. She was talking about Bible verse, and it was just a good discussion.
And while you're thinking about that, we're also going to have my phone's not here. It's on charge. On the charger. Shoot. I forgot all about that. I forgot I was going to get it. Anyway, we're going to have a couple other big names on the show here pretty soon. I'm working on that. And they're not the typical ufologists that are in the news. They're actually really interesting people that are well known. So pray for us. And I can tell that actually, I think it was my wife that said this today. She said, you were praying that you wanted to do more interviews, and now you got more interviews. She said, this was planned. This is part of someone praying out there. You got an audience praying for you, and it's working. So I appreciate all your prayers out there and trying to push this message forward. It does work, and it is working. So I appreciate that. Yes. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I was going to answer.
No, I was just saying awesome. I comment like that.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. Leah R. in the chat says, is Dr. Eric Walsh going to be there too? Yes, he is. He is one of the ones. I just spoke with him on the phone yesterday, and he's really excited to chat about this. He's already done a small segment on it, and there's lots that we've covered on this program that I think we can both exchange information. We're going to do that in a recorded interview. It's going to be fun. So anybody can join. If you're in the Discord, you can join us, and you're welcome to be in on that. So I'm not trying to make this the Brad show. This is anybody. This is a research group, and we're trying to figure this out. So anybody's welcome. That's all I got tonight. I'm just kind of looking at the chat and seeing if there's anything else that people are talking about, and then we'll call it good. Any thoughts? Any final thoughts? Unless there's any questions that come up just before we close out.
No, I pretty much just let it fly when it comes to my mind. So, but I had a lot of fun. So thanks for the invite.
Yeah, Andrew.
This has been pretty good, honestly. I saw a couple of those ads the other day. My brother showed me the Oreos and the Mountain Dew one, but I hadn't had a chance to really deep dive it. He just showed me at a couple of minutes, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool, interesting." I had no idea there was all those other ones, though.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Very strange. That's what we're here for. And so this wasn't really a planned show. Again, I'm going to say that over and over again because I feel bad that I just grabbed a bunch of clips I hadn't seen before and said, let's go. I don't have a show tonight, but we'll just do something. So
I like it. I like it. It's very spontaneous.
So if this is something that's up your alley, we do this on Friday nights. Kind of do this on Fridays. We don't show clips, but we kind of chit chat. So join us there. Anyways, thanks for joining us, guys. Anybody want to pray us out before we go?
May I?
Yes.
May I have the honor? Loving Heavenly Father, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being there and giving us the opportunity to connect with one another and have some goofy times, but also be able to speak on you. It's such an honor to be able to call you our Father. And please bless this channel and bless everyone watching. And please keep everyone safe until we return again. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. And I forget what Matthew usually says, but something like, we will be safe.
Stay cozy by the fire. Or something.
Be safe, and we love you. I don't remember.
We love you.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night. And we're clear. Okay. Thank you so